Well, greetings and welcome, middle school parents for St. Mary's Religious Education students. It's good for us to spend a few minutes together here. Um, Probably the truest thing I can say at this moment is your kids are growing up, and you may want that to slow down, but your kids are growing up, and they're growing up in a world that can be wonderful, joyful, fulfilling, but a world that can also be challenging, difficult, and sometimes dangerous. And what we want to collaborate as a parish and as you parents is giving your children the faith aspects that embrace the good, and also the depth of faith, the intellectual ability to face those difficult, challenging, dangerous things in the world, and to do so well, and to do so faithfully. So that's what we have to collaborate on. So that's our purpose here. You'll get a lot of resources and materials from Laura Danner, Josephine Bove, who have just been wonderfully working on all of this, and I thank them. But just keep an eye on that. We're going to try to have some monthly middle school gatherings, whether virtually or maybe some small groups together, depending on how COVID goes. But please God, we can do some of that safely. A couple other things I would say this. If I had to say what comment I've heard most as a priest regarding parents and religious education of their children, I would say that many parents have said to me they don't feel up to it. They feel inadequate sometimes to form their kids or to teach kids in the faith. You know, and it may be true regarding some facts or some things about the catechism, church history, but there's nothing about you that's inadequate. God put you and your children together. That's just the fact. And things can be learned. You can pick up many things, but you cannot be replaced as a parent. You cannot in the life of your children. So just hang on to that, because the Lord will give you the graces for where you are and to pick up the things and learn maybe for the first time things that will help. One of the great images I've heard was about parents. You know, the voice of the world can be like a white water river that's loud and confusing and chaotic and even eroding. But the voice of a parent is like a slow, steady, dependable river, like the Mississippi. That's your voice for your children. So be confident in that. And again, we'll help each other in this endeavor. One last thing. You see behind me, there's just two images of the Blessed Mother. The taller one with Mary in orange red, she's a Japanese Madonna and child. Jesus, if you could see more detail, looks like a little samurai with his hair cut like this and everything. Mary's gown is beautiful. And then the lower book stand is Our Lady of Guadalupe. Mary as an Indian in Mexico, and then Mary as a Japanese woman. I'd ask you in any of the affairs of our world today to point out the things of faith. For example, in this case, diversity, human dignity. They come because we're all in the image of God. So that's just one example. Look for those beautiful things, the beauty of Christ, the teachings of the church, all that beauty that makes us in the image of God, to try to point those out to your kids in creation, in nature, in science, in arts, in so many things. So let's all jump into this together. I will see you at the Zoom orientation meeting. And lastly, praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever. Amen.